before you took office, the cost of Unga was at a certain price, beyond 200 bob. And since then, it has actually been coming down, and it's come down to the latest figure I heard you mention yesterday was about 170 shillings. Where is this 170 bob Unga? And what specific interventions of your government are you crediting for that?
What did we do? You know, to sort out the cost of living issue, there are two things. Increase production. That's why we're working with the farmers to increase production. We're supporting farmers with fertilizer, seeds, and as I told you, 200,000 additional acres of land have been put into production. So that's number one. Number two, increase supply at the moment. That is why we have imported close to 250,000 tons of maize. We have imported about 75,000 tons of rice. We have imported, I don't know the numbers, maybe 40,000, because I even had to speak to the Prime Minister of Ethiopia because they had some beans. We have had to import about 100,000 tons of cooking oil. These are the interventions different from my former friends who went and gave money to millers and spent 8 billion shillings. To import all this maize, it is not going to cost us anything because we are just increasing the supply, cost for cost, right?
As at the end of April,
we on the short term, we will have to increase supply through importation. On the long term, we will increase supply using production. That is how to deal with the cost of living.
And
by the way, I spoke about it with clarity during the campaigns. I promised the people of Kenya we are going to reduce the cost of fertilizer. I have reduced it from 7,000 to 3,500.
I'm on the current, not on the future, not on the
now. I'm telling you now.
On the 27th
fertilizer at the moment.
The Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture was meeting with the people that he had given license to import. And he was reading them the Riot Act. He said, as of now, I'm not even sure which of you has imported the maize and who hasn't. The figures from the Ministry of Agriculture as at the end of April was that 90,000 metric tons of maize had been imported. Not 250, like you've said. It was 90,000 as at then. And in fact, the CS was telling the importers, I want you to come and give me a list of what you've imported. So it's clear that the Ministry of Agriculture is not aware of how much has
let me
or is not in control of how much is coming.
Let me give you the numbers. The Ministry of Agriculture gave importers. When I realized that the importers were not getting very far, I looked for millers and I sat with them here. I told them, you are the people in this business. Can you reach out to your suppliers whenever you don't have? That's how the Ministry of Agriculture brought in the millers. It was because of that frustration. Because the people that had been given the license to import failed to import. So we had to take the second queue. And I want to tell you, we have very patriotic millers, who have worked with us now. They have imported, the one I know directly, 100,000 metric tons. They have on the way another 100,000 metric tons. I don't know how far since those numbers were released the ministry has gone with the other millers, with the other importers. So we had to use a double-pronged approach because when you find that one is not working, you have to think.
How much more do you need to do to bring the price below 150 to 100?
That you cannot
in the short term.
No, there is no short term. You cannot do it on short term. You have to be realistic because the cost of maize worldwide, because of the dollar situation, is high. The only sure way, my good friend Latif, the only sure way to reduce the cost of living, to reduce the cost of food, is through production.
And production, he has a question.
Yes, tell me about it.
Well, Mr. President, there's a survey that was done by the Central Bank of Kenya